fierce rivals locked in an epic battle. At 4-all, the teams are trading nail-biting wins. Is this the day the deadlock is broken?
We're faster.
Luna Rossa pushing, trying to get over the top.
That's it, we are over that.
Both these teams are sailing on the edge in a rough sea state.
Doesn't matter, they're just okay.
There is nothing between these two.
Nice little gain back to us. That's fun, let's go.
Ineos Britannia win the first race of the day.
Let's go, lad. Solid effort.
They are only 2 race wins away from heading to the match.
But we know how strong we are, and honestly, I don't feel any pressure.
Here we go again. It's 5-4 in favour of Ineos Britannia.
Just getting safe in the pin. Leon, good time to trigger.
Ineos Britannia had great pressure on that left-hand side. Good shift, massive gain.
Right on the edge there.
Lost the rudder.
Is this the opportunity now for Luna Rossa?
Hey, get it going, boys. Lock her in.
You see how much the Italian team have closed up behind.
Right there, boys. Right with them. Keep pushing.
Ineos Britannia are looking downwind to the finish line.
Getting to the finish here, lad. Awesome, guys. There's nothing lucky about that, boys. Nice work.
They are 6-4 in the lead.
Yeah, we'll come back out the next day swinging.
Buenas tardes, welcome to Barcelona. We are on match point in the Louis Vuitton Cup final. 2 America's Cup titans, 2 fierce rivals. It could be decided today. It took 10 races in this epic series to find a clear leader. Ineos Britannia only need 1 more win to secure the Louis Vuitton Cup and meet the defender. But write the Italians off at your peril. Throughout this series, they've turned adversity into triumph, but now have to win 3 in a row. At stake is the Louis Vuitton Cup. Both teams are desperate to get hold of it because it's the golden ticket to the America's Cup match against Emirates Team New Zealand. Britannia are very close to clipping that ticket. Looking at the scoreboard, you can see why British fans are smiling and Italian fans are sweating. With 2 wins last Wednesday, Britannia broke the deadlock. It's 6-4. Italy must win both races to force a winner-takes-all 13th race. Never before has the line must win been so important for a team, but that's what Luna Rossa must do in race 11. The last time they won the first race of the day was the opening day of the series. But if anybody can come back, it's the Italians. But Shirley Robertson for Ineos Britannia, is today the day?
Oh, Stephen, it is a colossal day for this team. To get to here, it's been a decade in the making. 3 campaigns, years of hard work and often heartache. And today, these men get on that boat needing only 1 more win. Ben Ainsley could be about to lead his team, his followers and owner Jim Ratcliffe into the match for the oldest trophy in world sport. It's a big day.
And then, of course, Glenn Ashby, you have the Italians. How do they approach this?
Well, Stephen, I think, for the sailing team, management, shore team, designers, sponsors, the fans, these are the days you absolutely live for. This is international sport at its absolute best. I can't wait to see the outcome of today. It's going to be huge.
I think we are all looking forward to this one, but we need to know what the weather conditions are like for these boats. Let's get the official word from Shirley Robertson.
For what could be the decisive round of this epic battle, Barcelona has pressed reset and has a brand new trial in store. The forecast is for a southerly thermal breeze, wind speed of only 6 to 9 knots. But surprising us and all the meteorologists, it's currently 8 to 15 knots with big holes and big wind swings. But helping us make sense of it all and make all the right calls, we have Windsight IQ, which is giving us an increasingly accurate picture of the real-time wind. We then blend that with AC75 performance numbers, and we could have a good go at predicting the likely winning track. Well, the Ghost boat currently, well, it seems to like minimizing the tacks, coming off that left-hand boundary and approaching from the right-hand side. But let's see.
Race 11, Ineos on port, Luna Rossa starboard.
With 3 match points in hand, Ineos Britannia's Ben Ainsley, the most successful Olympic sailor of all time, is primed to finish the job, to secure Great Britain's berth in the match. They seem capable of delivering pace, and coupled with increasingly faultless execution, there's now a mounting belief that they could go all the way. Opposite Ainsley is composed Dylan Fletcher, the performance team is Macmillan and Mon, and the power team giving it everything for King and Country. It's Rossiter Carr and the birthday boy Ben Cornish, all led by Olympic rowing gold medalist Matt Gottfried.
The Italian team of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are now on the ropes at match point in the Louis Vuitton final series against opponents Ineos Britannia after some extremely hard-fought battles. On the wheels once again today, Bruni and Spithill. Sitting in front of them on foil control is Molinari and Tessé. The leg power to control the sails on board provided by Voltolini, Rossetti, Gabbia and Liuzzi.
What a day we are in for. Is today the day for Ineos Britannia, or the king of comebacks, Jimmy Spithill and Francesco Bruni, keep on keeping on? Luna Rossa fans are sitting in anticipation.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling is complete and this race is live.
Well, a lot more wind pressure than we were expecting, but it is full of holes and trepidation. Heads out the boat for this important race.
There's almost a sense of static electricity around the place. If you're a Luna Rossa fan, you're praying like crazy, and if you're a British fan, and this boat here, this beautiful boat Britannia, is one win away from the cup match, you're going, please make it happen. The contrasting emotions today are everywhere. Britannia, port entry then coming at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Time of distance, and look at that. They are spot on. 2 minutes, it will be Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli on starboard entry. And then, quite simply, it is on.
Pressure hitting us here. Take the immersion. Work it out. Have to come down.
Windier than forecast at the moment, so very difficult sail choices for both teams. Sail packages look very, very similar at this point in time, so should be in for a great battle.
Hey, just below committee.
There's enough wind pressure also to be brave, to engage, to get stuck in.
Seen the British team circle around many times before the pre-start, preferring to push their opponents, then have the choice on whether to jump or push.
Line. Coming down more. Hey, careful boundary. Put down.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Away your wheel. My wheel. Take the lead here. Copy. Move drive. All the way down. Put a low lead here if you can.
Ineos love this position, don't they? Asking questions of Luna Rossa.
Turning right.
5 lengths above committee.
We're going to do another push here.
No rush.
Expect another big push here from the Italian team.
Through the window there.
Copy.
To the pin. Quite a lot to go to the pin.
But James Spithill now blind, relying on Thompson to lure.
Trying to hang high. Giving the high mode is good. 21s, no slower. He's early, so no problem. I will stay here. 20 to the line. We're better on the ladder run. No slower. 15 to kill. All good on the pin, 17 to the line. 12.
Hey, guys,
coming down. Easing, boys. 10 to kill. Peeling now. Right, on, boys.
Both boats are early. Luna Rossa going to push.
5, working up. 4.
The British team wanting the left-hand end.
2, 1, 1.5, 1. Out 2. And racing. 1.
Push on
Link half. All right, go ahead. Better start to us. Here we go, boys.
Race 11 Louis Vuitton Cup. Is this today that Britannia creates history?
Hey, is it not high, mate?
Yeah, he is. People will go, probably.
Slight advantage to the British team at the moment. The Italians having to tack away to keep their boat up to speed. British now immediately coming back as well, so trying to lock this race down early. Italians just not getting off the line as cleanly as they were hoping.
Ineos Britannia exploded off that start line. They were doing 40 knots, just 4 meters back.
Just doing a good job to use all that extra speed and converting that into VMG. So very shifty out there on the water at the moment, so expect some snakes and ladders.
Just got to pick out moment. Nice glide, Neil.
Hey guys.
Yeah, target looks pretty good.
We will leave them on the tack. Keep going, though. Keep the numbers going.
Big performance here.
He's good, Bill.
Close to a piece here, eh? What do you think?
Stand by. They're getting close to boundary there. 3, 2, 1. Stand by.
All about timing for the British now to execute this tack well.
Forward. Moving. 3. Tack into leeward. 1. Tack into leeward. One. Going forward. Easing. Attacking. Make it on, boys. Over. Just on your left.
Tough spot for Luna Rossa here.
You're clear. You're clear. You're well.
They'll be tacking straight out of there. They didn't get the hook, which means they didn't get overlapped, so
Nice puff over here for us.
nothing in this race at the moment.
Get to one and in.
Nice.
Stand by. Stand forward. 2, 1, mate.
Good start by Ineos there off the line. They had that advantage and they bowed forward. They won the first cross for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Quite a passive start. I thought they'd come out a bit more punchy than that. Conditions-wise, we have now got a pretty settled flow over the course. The right-hand approach at the top mark, as we've seen in all the races in this wind condition, is favoured at the top of the course.
Yeah, I'm with Pete. I mean, I thought they'd come out a bit more punchier, Luna Rossa. There's nothing in the boat speed between these two boats. You have to do something.
They're tacking. They are trying to let they tack. Okay, just pull it in right here. Leave it in. Leave it in.
British team talking about just doing one more tack, letting them go. 2 down-speed tacks for the Italian team, having to hit that right boundary to keep their air clear. The British deciding to just do one manoeuvre and save the down speed. Quite a bit of side swell as well, so difficult to sail on starboard tack.
2, 1, mate. Very well. Flat down board. Flat in here.
Ineos Britannia in good control of the first upwind leg in this 11th race of the Louis Vuitton Cup final. And they will complete the first leg of 8. And in comes Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. They are the hunter, but this hunter needs to strike in this race.
Oh. Know what happened there?
Oh, big touchdown.
Oh, step
Lots
by
of pace there.
Stable.
That's what it needs. That's what they want. They've got their support at the fan villages today, that day.
2, 1, going forward. That's the reload coming here.
Impressive sailing by Ineos Britannia. Really controlled that start, leg back.
Left here, it's okay, isn't it? We're in a right
Controlled them up that first leg beautifully. They seem to be extending on this first downwind.
One and in right. Once to cover, we could go in about. Keen? Copy that.
Very, very confident
Pressure's
pre-start
okay, the other
by
way.
the British team, just owning that left hand end off the start line,
Okay, stand by.
taking an early control,
2, 1, board down.
leaving many options.
1, mate. Turning. I will.
The Italian team with Luna
2,
Rossa
1,
Prada
down
Pirelli.
board. Take us a mate. Breeze on now.
Not lower than that.
Yep, coming up 1.
I'm chatting about the bottom, yeah. A little bit of different breeze now, unfortunately. He's got a little puff. Okay, it's even now. I'm thinking going before lay, Kiko.
Yep, before lay, copy. Yeah, good call. Stand by. 3, 2, 1.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 212.
beautiful, smooth manoeuvre there and really smooth, controlled communications on board.
Nice pressure for us here.
Under a lot of pressure, but keeping it absolutely on point.
Very full on the jib.
8 legs in this race.
Big lefty
Lot of
here,
sailing
pressure
left to
almost
do.
in.
Copy.
See the swell coming in, very cross swell versus the breeze direction, so about 100 degrees different from the swell direction to the
Trap here,
direction, so
setting up
tricky
boys.
conditions.
You can also lay it. Good gain on this right turn at the moment. Board's going down in 2, 1, down. 2, 1, made. Up here.
Second leg done. Ineos Britannia leading the way. Looking flawless right now. Here comes
Turning.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Up. Having in the target, attack. Stand by.
Do you have control here? They could push in a second, so...
One down.
Okay, goodbye. Yep. Board. Okay, tap. 2, 1,
The Italian team there, trailing around in the dirty air, just a little bit of turbulent air there. See the graphics there, both boats just a slightly better VMG average to Ineos Britannia, just having that clear air availability to them to be able to really sail their boat wherever they want to. Italians sail through a bit of turbulent air.
Bit of a right at the moment, but just having to go normal numbers here.
Loose cover by Ineos Britannia, just shepherding them over to that right-hand side.
Taking main now.
Both boats potentially sailing into more breeze, more pressure over to that right-hand side, so possibly a left shift as well, which will suit the British a little more than the Italian team just at the moment.
Attack, we continue in this lefty. Copy. I get pressure on the bow. Yeah.
How's the balance okay for you?
Yeah, good.
A little lefty, unfortunately.
Stand by, guys.
Yep.
Francesco
3,
Bruni, Andre
2,
Tesli.
1, bar down.
The bottom of that leg 2 was interesting. There was a bit of a left-hand shift, and that meant that Luna Rossa, who actually jibed before the lay line, laid it into the bottom mark. But that meant that when Ineos came round, they could use all that small left-hand shifts. And when they tacked onto port, it was quite a decent jump for Ineos over Luna Rossa. Luna Rossa need to really get something going here. This race could move away from them. I think their best chance is just to keep pumping on that right-hand side from about middle of the leg to the top third especially.
They're so costly, those extra manoeuvres, aren't they? 2 more tacks, Luna Rossa.
See that extra pressure coming down that right-hand side, but I think it's, as Ben just mentioned, slightly left at the moment. They don't want to let the Italians get too far to the right of them, as Pete was mentioning, so just deciding to do the extra manoeuvre, shut that side of the course down and take ownership of the race.
I need to chase the up now. Lay line is in 5. Okay, 2. 1. Squad down. 3, 2, 1, mate. Turning. 5. 2, 1, going forward.
Luna Rossa no choice now but to just sit in that dirty, turbulent air. This will be painful for them for this next 200 metres into the top mark.
Shall we hit down in mode and time lapse? No, just harvesting here.
We're about to complete leg number 3 of the 11th race in the Louis Vuitton Cup final, and it's all about control for Ineos Britannia. At this point, control they are.
100. Hey boys, 20, 130.
So what have Luna Rossa got up their sleeve?
Difficult tack and bear away, washing off a bit of speed in the tack and then having to re-accelerate down the course, so a little bit of tax paid the only option really to actually generate a split and try and actually get some leverage back on their opponents.
I sense a lot of excitement in the Ineos Britannia camp, can't you? And why wouldn't you? They are in full control mode in this 11th race.
Lots of polite applause in the British camp.
The golf clap.
I'm back left now though. Okay, got pressure coming just into
Luna Rossa just into their first jibe. I thought that was a good tactic for Luna Rossa to take the opposite gate. They actually had to give away a little bit to get a potential gain. The other thing that I'm observing is that Luna Rossa are on a slightly bigger jib. From my reckoning, they're on a J2. Ineos are on a J3. We did see on leg 2 that Luna Rossa made a small gain, which has been against the runner play here through the Louis Vuitton Cup. It's Ineos that have shown the good downwind pace, but Luna Rossa just trying to make a small gain on this downwind leg.
But we can think about
Italian team
driving here and going right gate.
There.
Getting a little left here.
Yeah, happy to try that, huh?
Hey, stand by.
If they jibe, just having a think now, we're currently in a right gate. Jibing, stand by. Down.
Hey, he's matching.
Mate. Running. Very well. 1, go board.
Quite a few angle changes in the breeze on this downwind, so plenty of tactical decisions to be made with pressure and angle. We'll see how quickly the boats accelerate when they sail into more breeze, so it's all about sailing smartly.
We've got the VG numbers right in the bottom, so useful, particularly when it's this shifty. Some gains to Luna Rossa.
So both teams sailing back into that pressure.
So we just had a lefty there then. Still think we want that right turn. Yep.
The voice of Dylan Fletcher painting the picture.
For a higher mode out of it. The board's going down in.
We'll be surprised if we see the Italians split turns here. They won't want to sit in that wash. They'll be wanting to get back into that pressure back out the right. Decision-making time.
We are at the halfway point in this 11th race, and it's still advantage Ineos Britannia. Halfway are they to the match, or is Luna Rossa halfway to keeping this series alive?
Flattening jib. And board.
Best tack there on board Ineos Britannia. The Italian team potentially sailing over to more pressure, more wind speed, which will give them more performance and more speed.
Opportunity here for Luna Rossa.
Good here, guys.
Big gains back to the Italians.
Good left at the moment. Just coming right. Okay, right, see there? Yep, got to go to the middle. Splitting all the way here.
Decision time for Britannia now what to do.
Maybe jib sheet on.
1, mate.
Hey, stand by. Board's down.
Try and lock it in, guys. We're not in any tack. Not smooth there at the moment.
It's one thing closing the gap, Glenn, isn't it? But it's another thing getting past.
Pressure me on in 5 here.
Definitely putting the pressure onto Ineos Britannia, the Nostra Parapelli. They're digging their way back into this race. It's definitely not over.
Letting them get some control. Get a bit back.
Gleddenmond on the leeward side will be taking over. Ben Ainsley.
And board. Nice. There you go.
And they need to string some shifts together to take control of this race again. The Italians right back in this. If they get a little wind out of that right-hand side, it'll be right back bow on bow again.
Luna Rossa right away boat on this cross.
Taking mate.
Here, Jimmy.
Big decision here for Ineos Britannia.
He's still clear ahead, but he cannot take on us. Just crossing by a couple of
to the
links
right, but obviously not a lot we can do.
Well, if you take on us, we go straight. If you take on us, it's a hook. Taking a little bit of height now.
Can't see.
No, it's going straight.
Right in this, boys. You've got to keep pushing hard.
Come on, boys, come on.
No, twist. Good, all good.
Hey, nice
This
slide,
race is
Robbie.
absolutely back on, huge gains. Back to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
215. Yeah, 38.39 is a good number.
Nice puff coming in two.
He's tagged.
One.
Oh, no,
Out.
he hasn't.
He's got some issues, maybe. No.
Oh, no.
He's in a
Just
left.
lower here, Jimmy.
Yeah,
So
pressing a bit.
potentially only
Left,
one
left,
tack
right, straight to
needed
lay.
for
Okay.
Luna Rossa Prada
Maybe we
Pirelli.
try to
I'm
go
not
lay as
sure
well.
that the British team will get to ley line
Yeah,
to take left turn, so possibly two manoeuvres left for the British and only one for the Italian team. We'll see.
2, 1, go on board.
Yeah, crucial cross coming up. We've got Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli just right behind us, and I look out to Ineos. There's not going to be much in this. The boats look pretty close to bow to bow. For Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, they really want a bit of pressure, a shift to go against the
That's on the side of
trend
the
out here,
pressure.
to get a bit of a left-hander to get right back into it. But this race is live. Wind pressure-wise, I think, is playing in the hands
Not
for
sure
Luna
he's
Rossa,
playing left.
just because they've got slightly bigger jib on.
A potential.
Special duck and...
Yeah, exactly. So you might be able to follow the boys.
British potentially tacking right in front of the Italian team here, making it hard for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to get a good slingshot.
If you talk about the fight, look at the fight that Luna Rossa is putting up. They've completed 5 legs, 3 to go. They are hungry.
British team just holding on to control of this race.
Shifter at the moment. Pressure looks okay this way. Happy to match them here. Okay. Making mate. Okay, stand by.
Let's go on the chase boat of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. We're joined, as always, by Coach Philippe Presti. Boy, the lads are chipping away at it.
Wow, stands, and they did an awesome job to come back in the game after the first start and first beat, and very
Moving
close.
into new pressure, going through a light patch. Stronger pressure in 10.
Do you feel confident at this point with 3 legs to go?
This team will fight until the end, so
Little puff on now.
confident we're going to fight until the end, that's for sure.
All right, appreciate the time. We can feel the tension, Philippe. Thanks, mate.
Just going past G-spot here, but we are on a lefty.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shortening to 1.6 nautical miles.
If you get a lift, we might lift the sensation, just jibe on it.
Copy them.
He's a little lighter than us. That could,
Stand by.
yeah, this could be a good moment, yes.
2, 1, and board's gone.
1 mate. Ready? Over.
This racetrack is really patchy, big differences in wind pressure. It's full of opportunity.
Thank you, mate.
Ineos Britannia playing it
it's pretty
safe,
square again.
defending
Okay.
well.
Happy to go and in from here and make them if they want to do the difficult manoeuvre. Copy.
Slight
Onto the early
energy
attack.
advantage to the British at last exchange.
Stand by. And couple down. 3,
Nothing
2,
in it.
1, mate. Turning. 2, 1, go forward. Bit jibe when I line.
British team jibing on a right turn ley line. Italian team
Breezes.
basically having to follow them
Yeah, I agree.
as
No, we just
both
avoid
boats
the early attack here and take
don't
it
want to
to
sail
here.
the extra
Copy.
distance.
It's middle of it. Good call off they go. Go do. My trap, your tab. 2 board again. Copy.
Ineos Britannia about to complete leg number 6.
2,
They are
1,
holding
down.
off the challenge at this
1,
point of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. And there is 2 legs to go.
Expect a split here again, which we see.
2, 1, aboard down. 2, 1, mate. Turning. Very well. 1, stand board.
Rounding by both boats, so
Happy to press out of this.
Luna Rossa able to sail for the moment in clear air, possibly over some better pressure, so British team having to attack early to get across.
Green patch on the water, looks the wind field, more wind on the right-hand side where the Italian team is heading.
In. Try and lock her in here.
Go in 3, 2, 1.
Up on, yep. Building.
Okay, stand by. Yep, anytime. Good, 3, 2, 1, mate. Turning. 1, 2, 1, going forward. Breeze is right.
Attack here.
One more build.
Italian team just having
Much down.
to tack away to get off the ropes.
Up the speed and go back.
Perfect.
Stand by. And forward. 2, 1, mate. Turning. Move. 2, 1, go board. Pressure.
Such impressive manoeuvring, isn't it, from both teams? Cyclers working hard, all these tacks.
Yep, they will be absolutely on the rev limiter. The cyclists, this is their time to shine.
Now. Tacks. Yep. Slightly left there.
And this is in preparation if we get a result. And it's Ineos Britannia with the result. That is the magnificent Louis Vuitton box, and inside the Louis Vuitton Cup.
2, 1, forward down. 3, 2, 1, mate. Turning. 1, 2, 1, going forward.
Just in case.
Just in case.
A little bit lighter here for a bit. That boat.
Emirates Britannia, they've managed this leg beautifully, haven't they? Really limited any risk.
He's coming on.
Sailing very, very clinically on board Ineos Britannia. Great comms. Italians having to do everything they can, throwing absolutely every tool in the shed that their opponents at the moment to try and break this clamp down.
A little bit light now. No pressure on the bow. Big lefty here.
Almost got to follow it now.
Back right here. Happy me.
Painful sight for Italian fans.
Okay, happy to
Nowhere
continue.
to go, options.
10 seconds from lane.
No options.
Give it a little.
Luna Rossa, they are actually just far enough to leeward there to be air forward, so you'll see that gap remain the same, but it's this next tack, next leg, where they will be paying a small penalty sitting behind the British, which is the whole idea of just hurting them all the way on this upwind just to maintain control.
Still high, mate, with Hazen. Taking some height now. He's coming on.
Really, really close racing.
What do you think about this
Is
game?
critical from here.
Having a look.
Heard the voice of Dylan
I think it's
Fletcher, go
better.
higher,
Pretty
hurt them
streaky,
more.
but good pressure here. Harvesting
Every
here.
metre could count.
Turn at the moment. What do you think? Go tack barrel away. Copy. Happy. Bye.
Ineos Britannia defending beautifully against Luna Rossa. They've completed the 7th leg. There is one more to go. Stay in this position and the big show beckons.
Really big call there by Ben Ainsley, tack bear away, opening the door up for the Italian team of Luna Rossa part of Pirelli.
MG performance.
But we can see why he decided to go that side. A lot more wind on the left-hand side of the screen.
Probably split freeze.
Pressure on the boundary. I think he's going to get there.
On to Ineos Britannia's chase boat. And just briefly, Rob Wilson, what's going through your head right now?
We just got to stay ahead, try and control it. You know, it's a tricky one to do the tack bear away at the top, but, you know, there's pressure on this side, so we're pretty keen to control this side of the course.
Come on, Rob, there's got to be butterflies.
Like, you know, we just got to push until the very end, and not going to relax till then, that's for sure.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Breeze is starting to wind right here all the time. How's it look the other way? Yeah, it looks okay. Okay, stand by. Take the shift down. 2, 1, mate.
Advantage of just leading, Shirley, is you get to take the gate into the pressure that you really want to get to. The team doing a great job to identify the pressure.
Nice.
Ineos Britannia have been so impressive. When you think where they were 4 weeks ago, this is a whole new look team.
Okay, little puff on now. Okay, got good pressure, there we go. Little right, is it?
One thing to catch the leading boat, but it's another thing to pass. I think Ineos Britannia have sailed a wonderful defensive race. They're going to take this one out.
September 1964 was the last time a British boat made the America's Cup match. It was called Sovereign, skippered by Peter Scott. They lost 4-0 to the New York Yacht Club's Constellation. Now, almost 60 years to the day, Britannia are on course to make the match. And they will attempt to achieve what no other British challenger has done and win the old mark. Mike, after his 173 years of hurt, the wait might soon be over.
Come on, boys.
Ineos Britannia rules the waves of the Mediterranean with a 7-4 victory. They win the Louis Vuitton Cup and will meet Emirates Team New Zealand.
Yeah, boys! Round it up. We've got one more to go, boys. Come on, then.
And fight, boys. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. They have been mighty challengers, mighty challengers.
Just see how much it means to the British team. And they'll be representing not only the coach boat there, the whole of Great Britain, and the wider team.
That's ready going 0.
Inside the Ineos Britannia camp, they've been waiting for this for such a long time. Oh, wow.
Make sure you get that photo, Freddie.
They've been so composed on that chase boat. Not now, that is what it means.
Big hats off to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli for such a wonderfully fought battle. Some of the best racing we've ever seen in the America's Cup. Hats off to them.
Finally. Hey, Mars, lads. I saw you, sorry. Nice, boys. Yeah, boys. Fuck yeah. Come on, boys. Come on. Unreal. Yeah.
It's a different scene on the other side, though, isn't it? They were there last time in Auckland. It's not to be here in Barcelona. Surely it's been a mighty series, this.
Come on, boys. Yes, man, you're good.
Come on!
Nice, guys. Nice, boys. Come on, lads.
I think the biggest cheer there was from cycler Freddie Carr, here for his 6th America's Cup. And finally in it.
That's what it means. That's what it means to fans of British sailing. They're going to the match for the first time in 60 years.
Hey, Square.
Today it's a massive day for British sailing, Stephen, but a big day for British sport is now quite possibly within reach.
And this is what they will soon receive on the water. The magnificent Louis Vuitton Cup. They say to win the America's Cup, you got to win this. Well, Britannia have done that. They've won the Louis Vuitton Cup. They can surely soak this up because it is. Look at that. I mean, images tell the story. We don't have to say anything what it means to this sail team and the whole of the wider team.
It's a massive moment for Ineos Britannia, and it's also a massive moment for Emirates Team New Zealand because they now know who their challenger will be for AC37.
Going to be a heck of a match, which begins on October the 12th here in Barcelona. They'll soon receive the Louis Vuitton Cup. It'll be handed over by Jean Arnaud, who is the director of watches for Louis Vuitton. What a moment that must be to receive that, knowing that all the hard work that you have put, all the hundreds and hundreds of hours, sacrificing the whole 9 yards, to suddenly have that ticket to go, here's our chance. We've just created history. Can we create more history from October the 12th?
Ben Ainsley still talking about the race there.
Always the sailor, looking forward, looking forward.
Exactly, looking ahead to what's next. Huge moment. This has been 3 campaigns, a decade of work. Hundreds of people, thousands of hours.
Ben Ainsley has carried the hopes of a British sailing for such a long time, and you almost can feel it coming off his shoulders, this weight coming off. Yes, there's another job to do, and it'll be an even tougher challenge, but man, enjoy it. Enjoy it. There it is. You can see the Louis Vuitton Cup there. Back at base. Oh, it's going to be a long night. And why not?
Happy birthday, Cornish.
Yes, you would have heard Shirley suggest that it was, say it was Ben Cornish's birthday. Well, happy birthday. That'll be one that will stay in his memory for a long time, Shirley.
Yeah, we won't forget this one.
Happy birthday, mate. Happy fucking birthday. Yes.
Yes, we'll forgive the colourful language just this time, I think. Because you've got to allow emotions to ride somewhere along the way. There is the Louis Vuitton Cup.
Don't stand around the hatch area. Watch all the weight.
Don't break the boat, you need it.
Looking after the asset there. They're not designed to have too many cyclaws forward. They normally should be sitting on their seats on the pedals, so structural engineers will be watching closely here.
Got to get the banner right, yes. Winners they are. Let's wait for this moment, shall we? It's worth every single moment. It's hiding.
Just wondering who's going in the water here.
I think it'd be slippery on that bow. There is Jean Arnaud, the director of watches for Louis Vuitton, about to present the Louis Vuitton Cup to Ineos Britannia, winners of the Louis Vuitton Cup.
Right, there you go, boys. Have some of that.
Freddie Carr, Neil Hunter, Luke Parkinson, Matt Gautreau.
Happy birthday!
Ben Cornish. Dylan Fletcher, what a ride he's had. The month he won't forget.
Hey, son.
Glennon Mon. Ryan Todd Hunter.
Running out of steam.
Hey, Jim. Jim, come on.
Ben Ainsley asking for Jim Ratcliffe to come on board.
No.
The man whose passion fuels all of this craziness.
Nothing. Hey, insane.
There is Jim Ratcliffe, Mr. Ineos, and why not? Why not?
Right.
Jim Ratcliffe been behind this team. This is his second challenge.
Oh, there it is.
Patiently waiting for this moment.
I got to ask you, Shirley, how are you feeling?
They came back and it's
Come
halfway
on,
through.
please. I want to know, how are you feeling?
Well, I suppose for British sailors, a moment I wasn't sure would ever come to see a British boat in the America's Cup, so it's pretty special. A generation of talent. I mean, Ben Ainsley's been waiting for this moment, although he has won the America's Cup before with an American team. He wanted to try and bring it home, and now he can try and make that happen. It's very special.
Shortest man on the squadron. Ben's going to do it shorter. I'm going to give it to Ben.
Picky in the middle. What a battle.
And now we have something that we all love to see in any sporting arena when the champions get their trophy. Coming up the Moet moment. Two rather large Jeroboams of it, and some might say what a waste, but gee whiz, why not? Enjoy it. Here we go. Oh, there we go. There is your Moet moment. Soak it up. How sweet that must taste for Ben Ainsley.
He's been waiting a long time to do that. The first step, a step closer.
It's going to get told off by Luca.
Yeah, enjoy the taste of that champagne, lads, because now the real battle begins.
Spit out.
They have been impressive through this whole series. We got to 4-all, you know, it took us 10 races to break the deadlock, and it could have gone either way. But they went in the last, well, this is now the last 3 races. It's always been about the third leg. Even though Luna Rossa pushed and pushed and pushed today, you just had this feeling that they were in total control of the race, that they were very comfortable leading and defending.
Yeah, marginal gains, isn't it? I mean, they have worked on everything and all the details, and we have witnessed that transformation. They looked slightly ropey right at the beginning of the preliminary series, but look at them now. It was very hard to find any kind of fault. A really class act. They're very excited for what's to come.
Both teams pushing each other really, really hard in this regatta.
Let's go on board the victorious Ineos Britannia and Ben Ainsley. Ben, congratulations. Look, this is the first time in 60 years a British team's made the match. How important is this win today for not just you, but for British sailing?
Yeah, it's been a while. Look, it's a massive day for our team, and I'll say how proud I am of everyone, not just here on the water, but also back on the shore here in Barcelona, and back, you know, we've got a lot of people back in Brackley in the UK helping us on the technical side, so this is for the team. Massive effort to get us proud and so pleased for everyone to fit in. And for all of our fans and supporters here and back in the UK, like you say, it's a massive moment.
Ben, as you say, it's been a long time coming, but this team here has largely been together for a decade. Just give us an idea of what it's taken to get to this moment. How big a deal is it for all of you?
Yeah, we started this team 10 years ago, and Britain wasn't in the America's Cup. It took a lot of people to come in and support. Some amazing people who came in and supported the team financially, and then of course Jim and his team at Ineos coming in and helping us. So yeah, that's another huge thank you to all the supporters of British sailing and British America's Cup over the years. You know, this moment's for you.
Benny, I saw yourself tightening up your seatbelt there, the weight off your shoulders. You're almost floating out of the cockpit coming into the finish. What does it mean perfectly, you know, for you, mate, from a personal perspective? How does it feel?
It's a big moment, isn't it? You know, there's a lot of pressure on these organisations, a huge amount of investment in time and money, and you want to make it right and you want to make it count. And so I'm just so delighted for the whole team. But you know, before signing out, I just want to say a big shout out to Luna Rossa. You know, they're an amazing team, huge history in the Cup. all the way from Patricio, Max, Jimmy and Keko and the rest of the team. You know, they're incredible opponents, and like I say, huge history in the Cup, and you know, we expect this won't be the last time we have a big fight against those boys.
Well, Ben, you have the opportunity to say a few more personal words to Jimmy and Keko. They are listening in, so it's yours, mate.
Yeah, hi boys. I just want to say thanks for an amazing competition. I know it's going to be a tough moment, but you guys are one heck of a force and pushed us all the way, and the history of Luna Rossa in the America's Cup, you know, speaks for itself, and I'm sure it's not the end of the story for Luna Rossa, so thanks again, and all the best.
Thank you, Ben. Congratulations, mate. You deserved it.
All right, Ben and Dylan will come back to you shortly because there's still plenty to talk about. Let's go on to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. We'll start with you, Keko. Mate, you are, and we have seen through this regatta, you are a passionate sailor, a passionate Italian, and we can imagine there is a lot of emotion right now, so how much are you hurting?
Well, it's obviously a very tough moment for me personally, but for the whole team. I think we did an amazing job as a team, and we just didn't deliver it in these finals, but I'm very proud with all we have done, and I just want to thank everybody on this team. They've done a fantastic job, really.
Keko, we'd love you to, there are so many Italian fans back home, and we only think it would be proper if you would like to send a message back to those fans in Italian.
Ragazzi, grazie mille. Grazie per il supporto, ci avete fatto veramente sognare. Purtroppo è andata male, ma Luna Rossa sicuramente tornerà forte. Grazie.
Much appreciated, Keko.
Keko, it's been a full-on series, isn't it? There's been gear failures, more wind perhaps than we ever expected. I guess we feel in the commentary box we might not have seen the full potential of the Luna Rossa team. Would you agree with that? I mean, how hard is it to be leaving at this stage?
It's super hard, Shirley. Very, very hard. Trust me. I think we had all the cards to be in the America's Cup finals and to have a chance in the America's Cup final, but we didn't deliver a good. We didn't deliver a good finals, and so I think Ineos deserved the win, and hats off to them.
Oh, Jimmy, it's Glenn here, mate. Just absolutely full respect to you guys and the team for the fight that you put up against the British team. Mate, absolutely hats off. You guys have shown immense class right the way through the event, and mate, just wondering if you've got any words for us there. I know it's a tough one, but what are we going to see Jimmy Spittle do down the track?
Yeah, well, firstly, I'd really like to congratulate Ineos on just a fantastic final series. And, you know, when I look at the organisation, when they started the prelim regatta to where they ended up here into the finals, I really felt they made the biggest improvement amongst the challengers. So to Ben and Dylan and, you know, the entire team, you know, my hat's off. Really, congratulations. You know, to our team, just what an incredible campaign. Yeah, design, engineers, sure, athletes, had an amazing boat, great team. As Keko said, we just could not deliver during this final series, but very, very thankful to all the fans, and yeah, very tough for the team.
Oh, nice, mate. Thanks. You've been a fantastic competitor all through your career, as has Keko and the whole team. So, mate, looking forward to having a cold one at some stage, but be absolutely extremely proud of what you guys have achieved, and it's been fantastic to watch. And yeah, good luck for down the track. We'll look forward to catching up with everyone soon.
Jimmy, don't go away. It's been a privilege to be involved telling the story of Luna Rossa, an incredible team. And watching and listening to you and Keko over the last month has really been a privilege. You showcased what a dream duo the pair of you are. How special has that relationship been? The Iceman and the fun-loving Italian. What would you like to say to your partner in crime?
Oh, it's been an absolute honour. I mean, 2 campaigns in a row. The relationship is just gotten stronger and stronger as we've gone through this campaign. And yeah, look, I've learned a lot off him, and I think one of the best things about sport and these campaigns are these relationships that you build. And really, when I look at the entire team, just how much of a family Luna Rossa is, from the very top of the ownership all the way down, and it filters through to the rest of the team. So yeah, it's tough, but look, that's sport, and yeah, it's going to be a tough few days for the team, but it's, look, the better team won, and the only thing I can really say is just well done to Ben, Dylan, and the entire team.
Well, Jimmy, Kiko, and to the whole Luna Rossa crowd, thanks so much, because it was a classic Louis Vuitton Cup. Wow, it's so funny how you get the differing emotions. Of course, you've got the excitement of a win, and then you go to the other side. And actually, to be fair, just sitting and listening to them both talk, I got goosebumps of, in many ways, sadness, because we have been delivered so much good stuff. One of the good things is one of the new boys on the block. And as we see people very happy about that, Dylan Fletcher has been patiently waiting for us. And Dylan, man, let's talk about dreaming, because your first America's Cup, and you are in that match.
Yeah, no, so proud of how the team's delivered and been, it feels like we've been building momentum, and yeah, bring on the Kiwis.
Dylan, we feel slightly bad that you're sort of sitting in the cockpit with the sail over your head waiting for us, so thank you. We've added it up, and we think that was your 26th race partnered with Ben Ainsley. I mean, a partnership that just got better and better, more assured with each outing. Talk to us about how much that trust has come along. What's that been like?
Yeah, it certainly feels as though like the way we're progressing as a team, and the communication has been, fantastic. I think that testament to, the software engineers, the performance team, the shore crew looking after the boat. It really just feels like we're building on that momentum, and looking forward to, getting into the developments for the Cup and bringing even more speed there.
Dylan, you badgered Ben Ainsley to get your spot on the team. And here you are in the America's Cup. How surreal is that?
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable to be sat here, to be honest. A lifelong dream, and yeah, maybe just the right amount of badgering Ben to get an opportunity. So just feel incredibly proud, and really just very lucky to have that opportunity, and just looking forward to showing what we can do in the America's Cup next weekend.
Nothing wrong with living the dream, Dylan. Well done, mate. Enjoy a couple of recovery drinks with the team this afternoon. Well done.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for your time, mate. Go out there and enjoy it. Well, they're all very straight up and down, aren't they? That you can sense the excitement, but you can also sense that the challenge in front of them is going to be an even tougher one. And there's Jim Ratcliffe talking to Sir Ben Ainsley, and I suppose they're looking up and going, maybe dare to dream. Dare to dream.
Well, that's generally where it all starts, isn't it? You have a dream, and then away you go. And if you can execute that dream, amazing things can happen. And just a really feel for both teams. Really, both teams, an immense amount of work over the years, and that spreads far and wide. And having been on both sides of the winning and losing equation over the years, as Jimmy and a few of the guys have, as Ben has as well, and the team, it isn't a massive emotional roller coaster, and it takes its toll, and the energy that drains out of you is absolutely immense. So it's a big job, and certainly not a job that's completed yet for Ineos Britannia.
Of course, not that long ago in Auckland, the roles were reversed, and Luna Rossa had won the Cup, and we're going to meet New Zealand, and Jim Ratcliffe was having to comfort Ben Ainsley. So you almost have to go through that, don't you, to appreciate what it means to win and to be given the opportunity to go forward in the Cup.
Yeah, appreciating a loss makes the taste of victory all that much better. If you're winning everything all the time, it sort of loses its flavour after a bit. But coming from the depths and coming from behind, and certainly the battle that Ineos Britannia had through AC36 in Auckland, not an easy run for them there, but they've picked up the pieces from there. They've learnt a lot, and you know, they've used those experiences to move forward as a team, and addressed a lot of those things that they needed to from days gone by. So it's going to be a fantastic battle. The match is going to be extremely exciting against Emirates Team New Zealand, and what a worthy challenger to come through and beat the powerhouse that is Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. I cannot wait for this final match in the America's Cup here in Barcelona to kick off.
They say in business you have to fail a number of times to succeed, and I think and maybe that's a sort of an appropriate moment there, because they've done so hard, they've gone, no, and now by joining forces with a Formula One team and tapping into that IP that they have to create a fast boat. I remember being told this very quickly coming into this fast boat was the America's Cup. Simple as that. So let us confirm the Louis Vuitton Cup final. And it is all complete after 11 races of 13. Ineos Britannia win the Louis Vuitton Cup, and they win it 7 races to 4. They win the last 3 and are off to the match.
Ineos Britannia did well here. Both teams kept their powder dry, but Ineos Britannia came off the line at pace, and they really used that pace. It just gave them a couple of boat lengths ahead to then dominate the next upwind leg.
That 3 knot speed advantage off the line just turned into a 1.5 boat length lead in this first real exchange, and just staying in front of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. The Italians forced to tack away and clear their air to try and stay in the race.
Then it's the Ineos Britannia not giving them an inch, no wiggle room.
As the race carried on, there was really not a whole lot in the performance of either boat. The British team just not giving any options to the trailing Italians and locking the race down.
Slightly better pace on the British boat, which also helped keep them ahead. Beautiful manoeuvring and execution. Calm heads on Ineos and Britannia. I don't know if we need any commentary over this point. Ineos Britannia took the win, the LV Trophy, and are heading to the America's Cup. Okay, well, we're just having a look at the last 40 seconds of the start. Both boats really conservative. Luna Rossa not really pushing too hard. Ineos Britannia really wanted that left-hand end of the start and timed it literally to perfection. Just enough room to cross the line at pace. All right, let's have a look at one of the key moments. We are on leg 1. First up wind, Luna Rossa found themselves tacking out from the boundary with right of way, and Ineos Britannia taps in just in front of them. But straight away, the Italians dive below, sacrificing position, but with the chance to laugh and hopefully gain an advantage. It was so close, but when Luna Rossa swung back up, the British had kept clear and stayed out of danger.
Just having a look at some of the stats here. Very, very similar top speeds there, but it was basically just that slight advantage sailing in clear air that basically gave the British team the edge over their opponents, and that 22.7 knot average VMG, just a click better to the British team, which in the end turned into the lead that they needed to take the Louis Vuitton final.
So there you have it, Ineos Britannia. Look at that. Was that Freddie Carr straight up out of the cockpit? Forget the cycling right now. I want to just celebrate. And that was a moment that British sailing will stow away nicely in the archives. First time in 60 years they are back in the match. It's almost to the day. It was actually September. 64 that they were last in the match, but deservedly so. They have been the form team in the last 3 races, and we've used this before over and over again, but control was everything. And then Jean Arnaud presents the Louis Vuitton Cup. And they are off to the big dance on October the 12th here in Barcelona against the defender Emirates Team New Zealand. Celebrate, it's worth it, and then it's back to business. Let's go on board the chase boat of Ineos Britannia. Rob Wilson, congratulations, and please tell me how you feel right now.
No, like we're all absolutely stoked. We're super happy for the team. It's awesome, really great to see.
Oh, Robbie, mate, you're not just obviously there by yourself. You've got a few other people around your coaching team. Who are they, mate, and what would you like to say?
Well, we've got Xavi Fernandez at the back. We've got Cappy, Alberto behind us, Brendan, Elvira, who does all the wind cow, and Ross at the back. You know, there's a great team on here. We've had Giles helping out, and it's been awesome. And, you know, all the guys back in the shed that keep the boat going, it's fantastic. All their inputs, massively appreciated.
Oh, congratulations, mate. Enjoy tonight. We'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't go away,
great.
Robbie.
Okay.
I bet you're fed up with our questions, and you've been so clinical and precise at answering them. But, you know, how really is this moment? What does this feel like for everyone behind the scenes?
You know, it's massive for the team to have this this sort of step and this success. You know, we're super pleased with the team. But, you know, Ben, he wants to go all the way. The whole team wants to go all the way. So there'll be a small celebration tonight, but then it's back into business for sure.
All right, mate. Look, you deserve a little bit of a break and a chance to celebrate. Just don't celebrate too hard tonight. There's a rather large event happening October 12th. You've got to sort out.
100%. Thanks for the advice.
Don't need my advice, pal. Congratulations.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Bye.
So they are being towed back into what will be a rapturous welcome from the Ineos Britannia supporters. It's funny, isn't it? Like the last, how many minutes have we been going? About 20 minutes. They're you know, going crazy. Now it's like, oh, okay, now we're going to get the boat back in, go through, you love this word, Glenn, process. You've been in this, you know, the position before. So you've got to go, okay, now we have a good time for a moment, and then bang, tomorrow it's a full focus on the match.
It is. It's fantastic to, you know, and you should actually celebrate the journey and those stops along the way. But it is a long way to that final destination from here, and the team will get back. It's great to check in and actually celebrate this win today. But it is just a stepping stone to the final outcome, and the team will get back. They'll put the boat in the shed. It'll be a great opportunity to service the boat. The shore crew will basically be pulling the whole thing apart, going over absolutely everything meticulously and checking and servicing and preparing the yacht for the future battle. The team will be debriefing, and they'll be actually going through a whole lot of information and data of their sailing, and they'll also be now very much focusing on their next battle against Emirates Team New Zealand. So a huge amount of work to be done. They're only halfway.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a hell of a fight, haven't they? They are battle-hardened and ready to take it on. I mean, what do you think Emirates Team New Zealand are thinking at this point? You know, they've been sailing around on the run for a month.
Look, it's one of the really interesting things going in, you know, as the challenger. You are very, very race fit. And, you know, you're used to racing, you're used to watching another boat. So Emirates Team New Zealand, they'll be very much looking forward to getting into some racing fairly shortly. But looking at some of the heli shots there of Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, and they will have very much a hero's welcome as they're coming back to the dock. Huge support network there of suppliers, friends, families. All have sacrificed so much to get the team to where they are today. A really fantastic moment for all of them.
It'll be quite different to what we saw in Auckland in 2021. They had won the Louis Vuitton Cup. When you see family as a sailor and you're in this position, is that when really all the emotions come out?
That is everything. You know, that It really is. It's a wonderful moment, and all the families, you know, they don't have their mums or dads around, depending on your role, you know, within the team, quite a lot of the time. And that is a huge sacrifice and very, very difficult at times. But the joy is now they will get to spend some of that precious family time and really deserve that. And hats off to them. I hope they really enjoy a break and some fantastic family time. Very important.
Luna Rossa, they'll tell you they're a big family, and it is absolutely true. This was their 6th America's Cup Challenge. They've actually been in the America's Cup twice before. It is supported by Patrizio Bertelli. His passion for the sport has been unwavering, and it has been led by Max Serena. Hopefully we'll see him in a moment. I'm sure he's devastated, but he has created something phenomenal in this Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli team.
One thing for sure with all these campaigns is the sun rises tomorrow, and there is another day. So as hard as it is at the moment, there is a new day and life moves on. It's very important to realise that it is just a boat race, but it is an important boat race.
Max Serena gave an impassioned speech last night, and he implored his crew that, you know, they'd been in this position before, they could fight back, but it wasn't to be. But no matter what, family sticks together, right? And that's what this is. One big family. You look at the others' crew and their Luna Rossa kit, they're all part of that large team, but it's a moment that they don't want to be in. Let's be honest, they don't want to be in this moment. But boy, did they give a fight? Did they not fight like anything? Think of the Traveller issue, then the big nosedive. They said, no, we'll come back and we'll throw everything at you. And they never, ever gave in. They went, well, we'll go again, we'll go again, we'll go again.
Yeah, it felt like they couldn't catch a break for a while. And I really feel like perhaps we didn't see the very best of the team and the boat. We had a lot more wind, didn't we, than we thought we were going to have. They were plagued by gear failure. It just didn't quite line up.
They've been an absolute class act the whole way through, and have shown great respect to all their fellow competitors. That is something that can't be bought, that has to be earned, and they absolutely have the full respect of all their opponents. And Italy and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli should be immensely proud of their achievements, and they've flown the flag extremely well in the sport of yachting.
Do you think we are, and let's just cut to the chase here, with the likes of Keko and Jimmy, are we potentially seeing a changing of the guard? Do we think that maybe this could be it for them? I mean, it has to be. I mean, Jimmy has said before, you know, he was quite happy to get ready and hand over to the next generation. It made me wonder whether or not he's starting to think that, you know, I've won it before, right? But I really wanted to win it for Luna Rossa. Can you see Jimmy going again?
Oh, you'll have to ask Jimmy, but I mean, it's the first final he's missed since 2010, and you know, I think Jimmy and Keko and the wider team, you know, they have such a fantastic group of talent coming through. You know, they've all had good runs, as we all have over the years, and they've certainly been an absolute, you know, leadership role for their whole team. And you know, you'll have to ask those guys what they want to do down the track, but absolutely full respect to them, and they've certainly shown where the bar is in America's Cup competition, and they'll deserve a bit of a rest and a catch up with their family. I'm sure it won't be the last we see of them in the sport of yachting.
All right, well, let's go on the water with Peter Lester. Peter, we're looking at pictures of Luna Rossa at the dock, and there's a lot of tears, particularly some of the young boys that are there for the first time. Can you give us your summation of their campaign in the Louis Vuitton Cup?
Well, Luna Rossa, you know, it's the brand Luna Rossa and the America's Cup just go hand in hand. And they're a fabulous team, and they have been for a long, long time. One of the benchmark teams that you've got to measure yourself against if you're in the Challenger Series. And Ineos stepped up to the mark and knocked them off. Look, I think Luna Rossa and the future of the team in the America's Cup, it's surely got to be sound when you look at the depth of sailors that that are coming out of Italy. They've got some wonderful talent and they're young. And look, I think the baton may well get handed down to some of the young chargers when you look at Luna Rossa and the next America's Cup. I'm a bit at two minds about the Louis Vuitton finals. I think they've underachieved in some ways, and you guys have talked about breakages. I think they were quite passive in the starting, right through the regatta, including today. I thought they'd come out really aggressive in that race this afternoon, but they didn't. It was quite a passive start. And as we've seen in so many of the races, with it being so close, it's so hard to pass. It's one thing to catch up and make some valuable meters, but to put the trailing boat in a position to make a pass is incredibly difficult. And I think that's what we saw out there today. But Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, wonderful team, great culture, and I'm sure we'll see more from them in the future.
What about Ineos? I mean, Ineos win the last three. We used the word, they controlled it beautifully. And even from leg 3, like the last 2 races, they looked like they would defend comfortably their position on the racetrack. What impresses you about this official challenger for the America's Cup and the official challenger of record?
Yeah, well, meticulous, absolutely meticulous. And again, GBR Sailing has been on a roll in the Olympic forum for the last 20 years. And this Ineos team have just been simmering, waiting to get the right piece of equipment and get the mix of people right to be a real threat. And they are an absolute threat to Emirates Team New Zealand. For me, the addition of Dylan Fletcher as a helmsman, I think masterstroke, and that change was made at the right time. They gave Dylan enough time to adapt to sailing one of these boats, and of course, a person of that talent just steps up to the mark. For me, now their game really starts. How they utilise the next week between, getting over the euphoria of winning the Louis Vuitton Cup, and then really debriefing next week, but how they utilise the next 7 days will be either the making or the breaking of Ineos when it comes to the match. We've seen a lot of teams win the Louis Vuitton Cup and then come up short in the match, and of course Emirates Team New Zealand have been through that on several occasions, and we think back to San Francisco 2013. I can remember the post-party celebration when they won the Challenger Series, but then they came up short in the America's Cup, and what a famous America's Cup that was. So for me, key to the door for Ineos is the next 7 days.
Okay, so the question always is it a faster boat? Do you believe it will be on what you have seen? And we've had little sight of Tohoru since she's been in the shed and they've made the improvements. You've seen a little bit of Tohoru out training on their own and getting things right. From what you have seen, is the boat that we are looking at right now going to be faster than Tohoru, and will it break 173 years of heartache?
Well, that's the question we're all thinking about. I think for the New Zealanders, you just know they are waiting, to come into the America's Cup match. I think a telling point, and Glenn will remember this, that after they defended in New Zealand, they treated the debrief process and the development of their business plan for Emirates Team New Zealand as though they'd lost the America's Cup. They were really, really brutal on the organisation, even though they won, so that they could improve. If Emirates Team New Zealand win the Cup here in Barcelona, they'll be the first team to have won it 3 times. And that's been one of their actual driving forces to drive the team ahead. I personally think it's going to be close. I think Ineos are a formidable challenger, and Emirates Team New Zealand will have to be on the A game to win the 3rd America's Cup for a team.
Thanks, Pete. Nicely put. As you were talking, we saw a beautiful show of respect by Ineos Britannia, just quietly towing Britannia past the Luna Rossa base and applauding them for the challenge. And that's the one thing you've got to love about sport, the respect that you show. For me, my instant thing, it's a bit like a boxing match, right? You go in, you try and beat the bejesus out of each other. At the end of it, you say, mate, I have total respect for you stepping through those ropes, and that's exactly what this has been.
It certainly is, and that respect is something that means absolutely everything to all those supporters and sailing team members there and the wider team of Luna Rossa Prata Pirelli. That respect is one of the most important things as an athlete and as a competitor.
Let's get some live reaction now. Go down to the Luna Rossa base, and trimmer Umberto Molinari's is with Alec Wilkinson. Alec?
Here's Umberto. As you cross that finish line, there was silence on board the boat, and I can see the disappointment in your face. Can you put into words how the team is feeling right now?
Well, I think the team, well, obviously, that's sport, no? You win, you lose, and there is a massive disappointment because of all the hard work we did. But I think the team has to be proud of what we've done, and we've done an incredible work all over these years. And I think, as we show, was a really good fight. Full credit for the win on the Brits, because they play an amazing series and super tight and difficult final series, so full credit to them. And but yeah, I mean, really proud of what we achieved, our team, and all the difficulties we went through, and so I think we have to be proud.
An initial thought, it's early days, but an initial thought on what was the difference between Ineos and Luna Rossa in the end, in the final?
I think, as we said at the beginning, for sure the Brits from the beginning, they had a very nice learning curve, improvement all over the Louis Vuitton, all the round robins and the semi-finals and finals. And as we said, the team able to do a little step every day is the team that takes the win. And I think they have done that, and they sailed just better than us.
What next for Luna Rossa?
Say again?
What next for Luna Rossa? Are you thinking that far ahead?
No, I think we never think after the Cup. We live day by day, but for sure Luna Rossa is a team with a great history, and I'm sure we'll have other battle in the future with Luna Rossa.
And finally, just in Italian, un messaggio per I tifosi che stanno guardando in Italia.
Sì, penso che il grazie più grosso va a tutti i tifosi, perché come ogni coppa, come dimostrano un affetto, un seguito pazzesco. Quindi diciamo che penso che da sempre un'arma in più che abbiamo noi come team è il supporto, il seguito che tutti i tifosi italiani hanno.
Okay. We finish with that shout out to the Italian fans. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vuitton Molinari's talking to Alec Wilson. Alec, of course, having Italian heritage as well, so he sprang straight into it. And there is a rather, well, it's not somber, but you know the feeling. It must be an awful sinking feeling to know where you have been before and you can't get to that promised land again. But this team is a different story. And the reception that they will receive will be one that will be remembered by those that are there on the dock and on the boat for quite some time. It's a hard thing to create history in sport. All sport has different types of records around. But when you go and create a little bit of history and do something that no other challenger from your own country has done for 60 years, that is something to write in gold ink in the record books that you were part of. And they have certainly done that. I haven't actually asked you, Glenn, what's impressed you about Ineos Britannia?
Yeah, well, we all knew that whoever made it through to the America's Cup final was going to have to really step up and be on their A game, and whoever made it through is going to be the worthy challenger to come up against Emirates Team New Zealand. And one of the things I think that's impressed me the most really with this team over the last sort of month or so is the rate of improvement. You know, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, there was a lot of people sort of worried about Ineos Britannia's, you know, boat speed and the way they were sailing their boat. Not only have they been sailing the boat a lot better, I think they've actually improved the boat speed and the handling a lot as well, which is what you need to do. So I've been personally very impressed with how they've kept developing, they've kept pushing, and not just in a performance sense of material, but actually, you know, how well they're sailing the boat.
Freddie's got some fans. I don't think he will want that shown up too close. I think Freddie may have been caught in a compromising position having fun some night.
I think he might have been lying next to Peter Lester on the front of the chase boat, I reckon.
Look at that, though. Port Vale has been chock-a-block full of yachts of all descriptions. There's something like an extra 243 yachts that have entered into Barcelona for this America's Cup. Many of them super yachts, many of them grand. We've seen some J classes, maxi yachts. The old 12 meters had a regatta, and it's certainly added to this. It's almost been a festival of sailing on a grand scale. And this is what happens when you come home and you are victorious at this stage of the regatta.
This is a very special moment for the sailing team, coaching team, the on-water team to come back to the wider team, the support network, and be welcomed home as winners of the Louis Vuitton final series.
We have released Shirley Robertson, by the way, because Shirley has jumped on a rib, and we will be getting interviews from the Ineos base courtesy of Shirley when they successfully dock the boat nicknamed Rita. I think Rita's the name that Ben gives all his boats. Is that correct? And then we'll get some right on the moment reaction from many members of the team.
It's probably the most important docking that the chase boat driver's ever done at the moment. You don't want to stuff this one up, Stephen.
Yeah, don't throw any nerves at them, will you? It's just but
no pressure as he hits it into the dock.
And funnily, it's the noisiest dock out. We always think Luna Rossa is the noisiest dock out, but when you hear those boat horns of the big yachts go off, you know, look out, here comes Ineos Britannia, and then you watch that big boat go out, and it is a mighty sight. And for anyone that has had the opportunity to see these AC-75s up close, you will actually be blown away how big they are at 75, 7 tons, and falling at plus 50 knots. And it is a miracle of physics as far as this dum-dum is concerned, because I still can't figure it out.
Oh, the TV just doesn't do it justice, and neither does those leopard budgie smugglers there. Oh, budgie smugglers. Freddie Carr.
Leopard ones, though? Come on.
Oh, that's very Freddie. And you'll probably have them on later on this evening, I'd imagine. The television doesn't really do the size of the boats justice. They are big pieces of kit, fantastic machines, and we're going to see some fantastic action coming up over the next couple of weeks.
Let's go to Peter Lester on Chase Zero while we're seeing the Ineos crew now. Oh, look, there's Shirley. She's on the dock. Oh, she's in there hunting. Oh, she's a good little girl, that Shirley. She'll get in there and get she'll get the interviews, trust me. But Peter, I mean, you've sailed on for many years. When you saw these 75s come out, what did you think about that? Did you go, oh my goodness, or yeah, let's bring it on?
My first impression when I first saw the concept is, Heron, one thing they might, they'll probably sail in foil, but I questioned in my own mind whether they could actually do the America's Cup and match race. Well, I had that completely wrong, because I think it's some of the best match racing America's Cup excitement that I've ever seen. I just think it's a wonderful innovation, and if we want to be a showcase of technology for the sport, but also what can be achieved with really smart people, there's nothing better than these boats and the technology and the really smart people and all the teams make it all happen.
And Peter, I asked that because you're a purist, right? And you know what sailing is all about, from the smallest to now to the biggest boat. So do you genuinely just get excited when you see them fly past Chase Zero at 50?
Often we're at the top mark when they come round, and especially that left-hand gate at the top mark, we're pretty well about, I don't know, 100 metres from them, and especially in the big breeze, when they come round there, honestly, Stephen, I still hold my breath. I think if they come unhinged, they're coming through our front window, and it's just an amazing sight. And in some ways, I'm not sure if the television does it justice. The power, the noise, and just the sheer shot of energy of a boat going around that top mark at 50 knots is to behold. I'm in the box seat there, though. I think I've got the best seat in town.
Well, yeah, because you've probably got grapes being peeled for you, a nice little soft drink for you there, and just putting your feet up. Of course, you've got the best seat in town.
I think I need Glenn Ashby out here, you know, with his little silver tray and a couple of canapes on board. I think he'd be good at that.
Okay, let's go on to the dock. Shirley is amongst it all. She has bled and mon. Shirley?
It is quite the celebration, bled and mon. What a moment.
I know, absolutely amazing. I mean, massive thank you to everybody here. The whole team's had an incredible couple of months. Huge effort from everybody, and yeah, well deserved.
You have done a fantastic job. I mean, it got better and better as each race went on. What did all that take? Just give us a glimpse inside this team.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's been an enormous effort the last few weeks. I think we've got great momentum, and yeah, there's more to come. So yeah, kind of watch this space.
Enjoy the celebration. Fantastic. We'll see you in the cup.
Thank you.
Let's have a look. Ben's just here. Ben, that was quite the welcome home.
Yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? It's been 10 years in waiting, that one.
You've kept cool and composed throughout all of this, but finally let out a roar when you crossed that line. What did it mean?
Oh, it's an amazing moment for the team, you know, like 10 years of hard work to get to this point, and just so proud of everyone, you know, on the water, on the shore here in Barcelona and back in the UK. Huge amount of effort and support for this team. It's great to see.
How big is this for British sport?
Well, it's a big moment for British sailing, that's for sure, and we're under no illusions just how tough the battle's going to be against the Kiwis in the America's Cup, but it's been a long time since we've got this far, and I think we've got an amazing team. Now we've got to go all the way.
How battle-hardened do you feel? How ready for it?
Oh, yeah, credit to Luna Rossa. I mean, they're an amazing team. They pushed us super hard, and for sure that's going to make us so much stronger going into the Cup. We know the Kiwis are going to be a huge challenge, but like I said, we're up for it.
Enjoy the celebration. It's been great to watch. Congratulations.
Thanks, Ray.
Parko. That is a massive smile from Luke. Just tell us how hard the cycling team worked.
Oh, that was epic. I mean, everyone was maximum there. It was calling it the Luna Rossa sweet spot, but lads got up and the whole team is up. It's awesome. But yeah, back to work on Monday.
We can get a glimpse from the celebration back at home base, just what it meant to everyone. But let us know the feeling, how hard everyone's worked for this moment.
Yeah, everyone's just ecstatic, you know, like everyone from, you know, the shop floor, design office, sailing team, everyone's kind of really come together, and the support's unreal. So yeah, it's just fantastic to be a part of.
Massive congratulations. Enjoy the celebration. Dylan, we might have to give Dylan a little cuddle here.
Thanks.
You have been so cool and composed, and the biggest role in world sport. I mean, what's that actually been like?
Incredible journey with the team so far. Really feels like we've been building that momentum, and to be here as first challenger in you know, the America's Cup, or in the America's Cup for 60 years for Great Britain feels amazing. So yeah, just can't wait to be racing the Kiwis next weekend.
You're an Olympic champion. I mean, you work in a small team of sort of 10 people. What is this like? The mammoth effort behind delivering those results in the water. Give us a glimpse into that.
Yeah, the amount, I think the pressure's high, but we have such an amazing team behind us, you know, providing us with everything we need. Certainly you feel the weight of the expectation of the whole team and a little bit of the country, but absolutely enjoying it and thriving in it, so just loving it all.
The disco tunes are playing, but in a week's time you're going to be back out there on the biggest stage.
Yeah, all celebration now, but in all seriousness, you know, we know this is only a small part of the job and the main events to come.
Congratulations, enjoy it all, well done.
So Shirley Robertson in the thick of it and loving it, and we're getting some really just strong reaction. Luke Parkinson, just a little check there. Back to work Monday. It's Friday. Going to be a long weekend for him, isn't it?
Oh, Parko's taken on the leadership position of calling it for the weekend. Hats off for that. I'm sure he would have earned some points there with the shore crew boys, for sure.
See you back at work on Monday. Wow, what a call.
They probably deserve a cup of tea and a lie down. The Ineos shore crew and wider team. Just having a look at Ben there. He's going to have quite a bit of family and friends catch-ups over the next couple of days.
You know Ben pretty well. You will know what he has been through to try and get to this point in the regatta from your own experiences with Ben. What do you think he's feeling right now? Euphoria is an obvious one, but there's plenty more, a bit deeper, right?
Oh, look, I think the sense of absolute relief for Ben at the moment will be absolute overwhelming emotion and satisfaction that they've actually made it to this point of their campaign. And, you know, Ben's sort of sacrificed a lot of things over the years, you know, obviously as we all do as competitors over the years, you know, your family sacrifices are really one of the big ones that you really sort of put on hold or put on ice, and that's hard to sort of step away. But Ben will be enjoying a bit of family catch-up, sponsors catch-up, but he's got a big job ahead of him. He won't be resting for too long.
Yes, well, he is the leader of the team as well. On the Luna Rossa side of things, we have already spoken about Max Serena. And Max, as I said earlier, gave an impassioned speech in the last couple of days to his team to not give up. And we are fortunate enough to have Max right now with Alec Wilkinson. Alec?
I can see how utterly disappointed and shattered you are. Are you able to put into words your feelings right now?
Well, when you get to this point, you got all the card to play until the end. You're never happy, no, to get out of the game. I'm sorry for all the people working this team for more than 3 years. They just give their life for this job because they love what they do. And there is a point, no? There is one guy which is winning and the other one which is losing, and there is an happy guy and a guy which is not happy at all. But this is sport, and we are doing that for that, no? And I'm pleased for the amount of effort all these guys they put together in the last 3 years. I can tell you it's been a pretty hard campaign because we pushed pretty hard to try to arrive well prepared to this game, and it's always a sad moment, no, when that moment comes. But again, this is sport.
I've seen you walking round the base. You've shaken the hand and given a hug to every single member of the team, which really is symbolic of what a family you've become.
Well, it is a family. At the end, we work almost 15 hours every single day with no holiday, nothing left, and they're part of your family. I mean, these guys are really kids for me, most of them, and so is the minimum I should give you to them. To thanks for the big effort they put in this game.
6 attempts now at the America's Cup. You keep coming so close. What can we expect from you in the future?
The team will keep going. Obviously, we're going to regroup in the next couple of days. I'm going to talk to Mr. Bertelli and the family and understand if, at the end if I'm the right guy for the job. But the positive thing for all these guys, the team will keep going for the next America's Cup. So I really hope Ineos and Team New Zealand are going to have a really great fight and find a way to get better and better in terms of event and try to have more team for the next one. And we just wait who's going to win next week.
You probably don't really want to talk about Ineos Britannia right now, but do you see them as a strong challenger to the Kiwis? Do you believe they can go all the way?
Well, first of all, I had to say well done to them because they sailed impressively well in the last week. They never made a single mistake, and I was impressed at the development they did in the last few weeks. For sure, it's probably one of the occasions where the challenger is going to get ready to race against the defender. It's always hard to tell who's going to win or who is ahead at the moment, but I think we will see a good battle. I think the forecast will make a huge, let's say, different because I'm pretty sure the Kiwi are pretty well set for light condition. But let's see. I mean, in a few days we're going to see them in the water, and it's going to be exciting to watch.
Max Serena, team boss for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. We've had a couple of stories with him through our regatta coverage, Glenn, and the one thing that has struck me is that if he didn't get to the match, he would be heartbroken that he has lived, that they have all lived for that moment to try and raise the cup.
Yeah, look, you know, Max is a fantastic guy, and he's put so much in over the years. You know, he's really wanted this deeply. You know, he's dedicated his whole life to it, and you know, I've worked with Max previously, and he absolutely wears his heart on his sleeve. And you know, Maxie will be hurting, but he's done a brilliant job, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of Max in the future. And hats off to him and the whole team for what they've achieved. They've been, you know, really great champions.
Let's turn our attention to one of his helmsmen. That, of course, is the man we have sometimes dubbed the comeback king, but couldn't quite manage it this time around. And Alec is with Jimmy Spittle.
Jimmy Spittle, bad luck. What was the difference in the end, you feel, between the two teams?
I really think the British probably just outlearnt the rest of the challengers. If I look at where they started the preliminary regatta to where they finish now, they just made a bigger step than everyone else. You know, and full credit to them. I think that's what it's all about. You really have to keep trying to develop, and really felt like they peaked at the right time. And yeah, I mean, we threw everything at them. I thought we had a good boat. I thought the boats were very even, but ultimately we were beaten by a better team. So yeah, all you can do in this situation is just take your hats off to them.
Looking ahead to the match, having raced against the British, do you see them as really strong contenders to take that trophy from the Kiwis?
Yeah, I think the racing that we've had through this semi-finals and final series definitely been the toughest, some of the toughest I've ever been involved in. And I think in terms of developing and growing as a team, there's nothing like that regatta real competition. There's no doubt the Kiwis would have been watching on the sideline, really jealous of the amount of preparation that, you know, all of us were getting. But they're going to be a tough team. I mean, they've proven why they're a defender. It looks like they've got a fast package, but man, the British are definitely peaking at the right time. So, yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out.
Well, as a man who's won it twice, where are you now in your career in the America's Cup? Are we going to see you back?
Yeah, mate, I think I'm definitely getting towards the end. I mean, when I look at the talent that is, especially in Italy, but I think the talent worldwide, the next generation that's coming through they're just at a much better level than I ever was. And so, yeah, I really think I'm at the end of the line now. I think this will probably be it for me.
That sounds like a retirement speech. That's sad to hear.
Yeah, I think you've got to be realistic, you know. I mean, just wasn't good enough to get it done here. And again, I really believe that this next generation has the skill and has the talent. And, yeah, I think it's probably time that the gloves are hung up.
Jimmy, thanks very much.
No worries. Thanks, mate.
Well, you heard it. There you had it. You heard it. Jimmy Spittle is about to hang up the helmet. That is a big moment in America's Cup history.
It certainly is, and that is a massive moment. He's very welcome to come and take my role in the commentary booth, Stephen, for the next America's Cup. Look, he's a great mate and a great competitor, and you know, Jimmy's just put a huge amount of effort in to his sailing and done a fantastic job. You know, he's won the America's Cup a couple of times, and you know, I've done a lot of racing with Jimmy on the same boats. Against him over the years, and an absolute fierce competitor, and absolutely holds the bar high as what a sportsman should be, and absolute respect. Well done, mate.
Well, we have to say goodbye to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. We thought that maybe they were going to take it all the way to the 13th match, but it wasn't to be. But boy, have they absolutely delivered some scintillating moments in this regatta up to this particular point in time, because they are, I mean, if you talk about people that you love to chat to, it's that man right there, Kiko Bruni. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Francesco, to those who wonder why we're calling him Kiko, but that's his nickname. So let's just remind you about what they have done in this regatta, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, because, Glenn, we've seen everything from the supporters too, those dock out moments too. I think you know what this is. You know what it's like to sail these 75s. They've brought it. When they say bring it, they have brought it.
Look, the level of racing that we've seen has been absolutely second to none. This has been some of the most, not only exciting sailing I think that we've ever seen, but the technology, the advancements, the performance, and just how close and how hard the boats have been pushed. It's been absolutely epic.
Peter Lester on Chase Arrow. Peter Lester, when you think about Luna Rossa, we're looking at magnificent pictures of them and how they've entertained us. What has impressed you most about their campaign?
Well, it's just they bring a bit of class to the event, you know. Obviously, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, and I mean, you've talked about the Silver Bullet, and they just do it a little bit differently, I think, to you know, to Great Britain or to the New Zealanders, and they do it with flair, and they're always a bit of fun. But I've been really impressed in terms of overall, not just this final of the Louis Vuitton, but they normally, their preparation is meticulous. Unfortunately for them, the last week let them down a little bit. But when you look at Luna Rossa as a franchise, as a product, to me it slaps of excellence.
Thanks, Pete. On the money. And we will have to say farewell to the Silver Bullet because they have impressed us with their fight, their support, and their desire to keep pushing to the very last moment. And that last moment was in race 11 today in the Louis Vuitton Cup. So Jimmy talked about the next generation, didn't he? About he's hanging up the hat, but we've got the next generation in front of us. It happened. Two gamers, a 19-year-old and a 14-year-old kid from New Zealand, had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to step out of the world of virtual reality and straight into the driver's seat of the high-speed, high-performance AC40 race boats. What a moment going from gaming chair to cockpit of an AC40.
Two gamers who've hardly sailed very little in the actual boats can go out there and sail competitively against an actual youth team.
In AC sailing, if you do something wrong, you can always go hit reset. But then in the AC40, it's like you just wasted $2 million.
Grand final had a €50,000 prize pot, and also the top two boats get to sail an AC40.
I started off in my bedroom, you know, as everyone, I guess, does, just playing as, you know, a kid, just having fun.
Sailing Central for the win! I then was scrolling Instagram when an advert popped up about this America's Cup E-Series thing, and I thought, you know what, might as well have a go, see how it goes.
Going into the qualifiers, it was a bit of pressure, it was a bit of stress on. You know, when you're coming into the finish and you're looking around and you're winning the race, it's like, this is actually crazy.
Crossing that finish line, I realised I'd finally won my trip to Barcelona. Grand final had a €50,000 prize pot, and also the top two boats get to sail an AC40.
Now it's real. Now I need to get that grand final win, that AC40 seat. That's what I wanted more than anything.
It's race 5, the America's Cup E-Series Grand Final.
And I knew from calculating the points that I don't need to win this, I can get second.
Managed on the last downwind to overtake Meermeister Marius, which secured my second spot.
Barcelona on your feet for E-Sailing Central!
I don't even know how to describe it. I was chuffed. I was really happy.
To do the AC40 experience, there's two things that we needed to do beforehand. One was simulator training, training on the real simulators, working on that teamwork before we jump in the boat together. We then also had to do water safety training.
I think the hardest part of it was just, you know, getting all that exercise in and then sitting down and then just being shoved into the water.
It just made me understand how severe an accident could be on those boats, and they're no joke. Jumping on the boat was a very great feeling. Having all this hard work finally pay off and be on the boat in person.
To get to drive an AC40, it's like a dream come true. Getting that opportunity from Emirates Team New Zealand to do that, It's just insane.
So boundaries are in place, full marks, top and bottom.
We're going to have a one-race shootout exhibition match against the Americans.
I feel fairly confident that we can sail around the course pretty well. I think the Americans will definitely have the edge on us.
Cards are all down, everything's been shown, and we'll see what we have.
All good. Happy to join? Yeah, go for it.
Welcome to the America's Cup E-Series prize race. What a moment, going from gaming chair to cockpit of an AC40.
This is the umpires. USA, OCS, penalty, get behind New Zealand.
So it's the E-Sailing Series prize boat that leads on the first upwind leg. The way these young sailors are handling the AC40, that there is potentially a genuine pathway going forward. Oh, throwing a little bit game in here, the Women's America's Cup team. Oh, they do a touchdown and they go to save it. He just wanted to have a look.
Bearing away at over 30 knots.
So they've touched down the E-Sailing boat. And it will be a win to American Magic. E-Sailing Central, congratulations. Tell us about the experience.
It's disappointing, but at the end of the day, overall it's been a pretty cool experience.
What did it feel like? Oh, it was amazing. Just being there was so great. Can't believe it's happened.
The prize money's going straight back to sailing. Just being able to go back home and tell friends and be like, hey guys, I went on this boat, you can watch the broadcast and that sort of thing. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So today, October the 4th, a Friday here in Barcelona, has been an historic day for Ineos Britannia. For the first time in 60 years, they have gone into the match. They've won the Louis Vuitton Cup with a 7-4 victory over Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. They broke the deadlock 2 days ago when it was 4-all. We were waiting for it to be broken. They did it, and then they got on with the job today, Glenn Ashby, and what a moment it has been. But as you quite rightly said, there's a rather large foe waiting in the headlights.
There certainly is, and whilst they'll be having a few celebratories later on this evening with friends and family and their fellow team members, the battle is yet to begin in many senses, and Emirates Team New Zealand will now know what challenger they will be facing as they move forward into the match. But what a battle that is shaping up to be.
They know they will face a worthy challenger who is race fit, and that's a huge momentum.
Absolutely, and being race fit is such a huge advantage coming in as the top challenger, because the defender just simply hasn't had that race practice going forward. So going to be a great battle shaping up. Emirates Team New Zealand, though, have been doing a lot of work behind closed doors as well as out on the water, and they will be absolutely ready to roll when the time comes.
You can almost hear the hands ringing in anticipation from Emirates Team New Zealand. Go, righty-ho, here we go. This is going to be an absolute cracker. I remember talking to you months ago and talking about how close the match would be, and you get the feeling it's going to be close, but you're going to truly have to be on your game day in, day out, because the one thing we know about Ineos Britannia, it is quick downwind, but it's also surprised many who thought it wasn't good in light air.
No, they've proven that they're very, very well-rounded in their performance and in their sailing ability across all conditions. So they are going to be a fantastic challenger for Emirates Team New Zealand.
What a day it has been here on a Friday in Barcelona. Crikey dicks, it has been a huge day, and they're still very happy Ineos Britannia supporters looking around. It started right there, and well, they were basically in control despite the chase, weren't they?
They were just a 3-knot speed advantage off the start line there, converting that into slightly better BMG, bumping the Italians off. This next exchange, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli just not getting the overlap and actually forcing the penalty or Ineos Britannia to actually have to tack away. And really that was one of the pivotal moments in this race. You see Dylan Fletcher there looking over the side, just saying, no, they haven't got what they need there. And this next exchange just clamping down that race.
Got to start thinking about the difference that Dylan Fletcher has made to this team, and I think it's only 24 races they've sailed between them before, 24 races, and he's helped get them into the cup match.
Look, as a rookie, a fantastic job that Dylan has done. You know, it's a big, wide team there, a lot of support behind the scenes, and he's certainly stepped into the hot seat. A lot of experience on board there, and he's certainly pushing the boat hard. A fantastic high-performance sailor, and it just shows how much it means for the team of Ineos Britannia to make it through into the match final.
And let's not forget the human power. Let's not forget the cyclists that help power these huge AC75s. And let's not forget Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. All classes, they see their worthy opponents raise the Louis Vuitton Cup in 2024 here in Barcelona. Yeah, boy, as we would say. You are off to the big show. And I don't think I've seen Ben Ainsley in a long, long time that excited, but he has worked so hard over the years to try and bring the America's Cup home. Well, that is the next task in front of Freddie and the lads. They've got to bring it home as they show respect to their opponents, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Quite simply, it's done for this part of the regatta. Ineos Britannia are in the match, which will start October the 12th here in Barcelona against the defender, Emirates Team New Zealand. So this is how it all rolled out. This is how we started with challenges, 5 of them, down to 4. Orient Express Racing, the first to go, into the semi-finals, into the Louis Vuitton Cup final, and now we have an official challenger for the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup. That challenger is Ineos Britannia against Emirates Team New Zealand. But hold on, we've got more history to make, because tomorrow, the very first Puig Women's America's Cup in Barcelona. And tomorrow is Group A, the America's Cup teams. And there'll be Group B, which are the invited teams. They will all sail 8 fleet races. Tomorrow's the first 4 fleet races for the America's Cup team. We've been blessed to have some racing and call some practice races. Man, it is going to be off the scale because they are sailing them like they want to steal them.
It is going to be a huge battle out on the waters off the coast of Barcelona for the women's teams. Absolutely incredible racing we've seen previously on the AC40s. Fleet racing, so all 6 boats battling it out in each group. The top 3 going through to the finals in both groups, and absolutely some fantastic yachting come up. Some of the most exciting racing we've seen at super high speeds on these fantastic AC40s.
It follows on the back of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, which did not fail to deliver. And we've already seen a little bit of a taste too of who are the standouts in the America's Cup team. It's actually the Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli women who went 3 from 3 in practice racing. And in the invited teams, it's the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis who are looking strong. So they've already started to, throw the message out that if you want to win this Puig Women's America's Cup, you're going to have to beat us. So it just reminds us of how much talent there is on the water with the Puig Women's America's Cup. There are gold medalists, there are world champions, they are across the board. And when you talk about that team, they are stacked. When you talk about this team and that team, they are stacked with sailors, some we might not see again in the America's Cup world, but they have entertained us like you would not believe, and that entertainment does not finish. Think about this, not too far away, October 12, the match for the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup. It will be Ineos Britannia against Emirates Team New Zealand, and we cannot wait